Hi, and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Charter Channel 8, where you can see us 6 days a week. The nice thing about it, though, is if for some reason you're busy, because it is the holiday season, a lot of things are going on, you can always find us on the internet, where you can find us on YouTube, blip.tv, as well as Facebook. And I like us on Facebook. I really encourage you to do that, because when you do, you can win a pair of tickets to the Steele County Blades Junior Hockey home game. That's a lot of words. And a great opportunity for you to get together with your family. If you want to do something as a group, we could do it for free, and it's a great opportunity. So do like us on Facebook. And then what Leanne does, it's a great thing she does, is uploads the most recent episode right to your news feed, so you don't have to look very far for what's going on in your community. And we're always looking for great ideas. If you know something that's coming up and you'd like to see right here on the Owatonna Today Show, just give us a call. 390-5751 is Leanne Alt's number. You can also send us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net and just let us know, because we'd like to know what's going on in your life, and you can see it right here on the show. It'll be kind of fun. Stay with us. We're going to be talking to Tanya Paley and talk about, a little bit about how to kind of maybe give your kids a unique gift for Christmas. Also, we'll be talking to the Owatonna Foundation and seeing what's going on with that. So please stay with us. We will be right back.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
If clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, do not panic and run. This only fans the fire. Stop where you are, drop to the ground, and roll over and over to smother the flames. Cover your face with your hands to protect your eyes and your throat and lungs from the burns. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
I know you said that.
Yeah, you should. That'd be great. We're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I'm here with my pal. I know. It is Wacky Wednesday here at the Owatonna Today Show. A lot of fun stuff. Hi, Tanya. How are you?
Hello.
I love to see you. It's great to see you. Happy holidays to you.
Thanks, Shelley.
I wanted to talk. You tell us a little bit about yourself again and kind of what you're here for first.
Oh, okay, sure. So I'm the project coordinator of the Steele County Safe and Drug-Free Coalition. Mm-hmm. And so our coalition, often I'm here and I'm talking about prevention and ways that we can support our, specifically teenagers. And gosh, that sixth grader is really a teenager too. I got one.
Yeah, me too. It's, 11 going on 16.
Yeah. So 6th through 12th grade is kind of what we're talking about, although, we care about all the kids in our community. Yeah. So I was thinking that today, often I'm on here and I'm talking about, make sure you don't host parties in your home, or, make sure you're talking to your kids about marijuana, and that's all important, but I'm kind of feeling in the holiday spirit today and thinking about what can we give our kids that's actually going to last and be important. So I thought that would be a good thing to talk about
Well, and I think that's really smart. It is a season for giving. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in just giving things that sometimes we forget what we can give them is really a great boost of self-confidence. And
right.
We talked a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit more about some of the research you've
Sure.
done.
So first of all, I was thinking, people will often ask me, does being religious or being part of a church, does that protect kids or help to protect kids against, some of these choices that we want them to avoid, like using drugs, alcohol, that kind of thing. And studies do show that teens that identify themselves as having a spiritual component to their lives, which of course may or may not involve belonging to a church, but having that sense of that meaning in their lives and that way of coping with stress does seem to make a difference. So one of the things I was thinking about is just asking your 6th through 12th grader that what this holiday season means to them, and getting back to kind of the spiritual part of the season, and just having that conversation. I think sometimes we get so swept up in the
I gotta decorate the trees.
Yeah. So I think that would be really great. And then the other thing I was thinking about is you were talking about self-confidence, and one of the things that helps us with self-confidence is kind of knowing where we came from. So those family stories when you're sitting around on the holidays, they do listen to those, and those are important to kind of help them figure out who they are and where they came from, and who cares about them, and also stories about that adults tell about when they were their age and things that they,
Well, and that's so funny that you say that, because I think some adults don't want to tell those stories because maybe they didn't make the best choices.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the right thing to do. Having them understand what you went through, even if you didn't make a right choice, gives them a little bit more ammunition to face those problems when they show up in their lives.
Yep. So teenagers have a really good radar for what's genuine and what isn't. So you have to be willing to actually, think if you're going to share a story like that in advance, how you kind of want to frame it, but be genuine about it. And I think oftentimes it's, hey, I did this, and this is what happened after that. And, yes, obviously I'm still here and I'm doing great now. But, those real stories, opening ourselves up, I think this is a great season for that. I was thinking about that at Thanksgiving with our family when we were all together. So, those are some. And then, of course, the other thing you can do is give an experience or some time together. And, and teenagers have, their list is like, I was thinking about this too.
You thought about a lot over Thanksgiving.
Well, I've got 2 teenagers. So their list is either like something enormous, like I want, the new phone, the new Xbox, whatever. It's like those really big things that you would have to save up, or maybe they'd get one thing for the holidays. Or it's kind of like, well, there's nothing else I want. So at least those are the teenagers I know. So in that case, especially if you're maybe not prepared to give them the Xbox, or maybe even if you are, thinking about something else you could give them that's like, hey, let's go to the holiday show here in town, or I want to share some of the music that I like, and then I would like to listen to some of the music that's on your iPod, just having that, or we were talking about, doing something together. The Art Center has some great things. So depending on what your teenager likes, obviously.
Right.
I have girls, and, that they like certain things, and but I just would really encourage people, it's a sanity thing too, to think about what could you give that would be time together?
Well, I love it, the idea of doing it right now, because you can label it as we're starting a new family tradition. Because if you try this in, January, people are like, no, it's cold. But if you say, we'd love to do a family tradition, let's go see a movie.
Right.
So we talked about Frozen, a very family-friendly, funny, and you were saying it's very appropriate for adults as well as teenagers.
We saw Frozen over the weekend, and I thought we took our teenagers. They liked it. Yeah. They were one of the only teenagers in the audience.
But see, that's so funny is oftentimes, you think about your kids going to movies with other people, with their peers, but just say, we're going to start a family tradition, and on this day, we're just going to go and see a movie together. You know, and just say it as a tradition, and you set it up that way, and then they can understand it instead of just, well, no, I want to go with my friends.
Sure.
And then I love that idea of talking about traditions. You mentioned that. What are some of the traditions your family had, and talking about where those traditions come from.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that also leads me back to when you talk to the kids about their religion, it reminds me a little bit about sometimes we just assume they believe what we believe.
That's right.
And we just kind of think, oh, no, well, this is what we've learned our whole time. Of course they believe what I believe, but maybe not. And to understand them and to have them feel like they are understood, to have that conversation, I think, opens those trust. As long as it's a conversation, like, how dare I believe that? But just starting that conversation, I think, could be really valuable. And there's all sorts of excuses this time of year to do that kind of stuff.
Sure.
You're off of school. Let's go get a coffee, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So all really good. I love that, Shelley.
Yeah.
I think we're getting it. I hope people out there are getting it too.
Well, and I know that some of our viewers are grandparents. And so, and as well as parents, but there are some grandparents who are watching us, and if they're interested in maybe helping their children, making righteous, do you have some ideas for grandparents, what they can do to help with their kids?
Sure. Well, I mean, what we're talking about are what they call protective factors. Okay. And one of the things that So we talked about, spirituality as a protective factor. But another one is just that sense that people out there, that there are adults out there that care about you. And I'm sure most grandparents are already filling that role, but it's never, you can never fill that role too much, so just having that, just taking the time with your grandchildren, maybe individually, maybe you don't get a chance to do that often. So that would be another suggestion. But also, as I said, those family stories, and I think often grandparents want to pass their wisdom on. They're not sure exactly how. Yeah. So thinking about a story you could share is always fun.
I think also maybe learning how to text.
Yeah.
Could be a great way for a grandparent to really connect with that teen, because they're always on their phones, and just to get a text from grandma would be always great. I personally still am a huge fan of snail mail. Getting that letter from grandma when I was little and Christmas time was coming, just not forgetting those kind of things. And
sure.
I love that the idea of you are not alone, you are loved, and it's shown in so many different ways to do that.
Yeah.
So it's great.
And letters you can actually keep. Texts, that lasts a second.
Yeah. So you are wrapping up this year and you're looking at next year, but you're looking at maybe getting some more suggestions from people.
Right. So this time of year we start to actually put our plan in place for 2014, 2015. And we are always looking I would love to go out for coffee or stop by the United Way and tell me what's something you think we should be doing as a community coalition. And, what's something you're hearing about, what's something you're concerned about, how can we support our teens? It's not always the bad stuff, it's the good stuff too.
Yeah.
So would love to hear from grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, teenagers themselves who think they have some good ideas. We would like to make sure that what we're doing is what the community wants to do, and now is the time to get those ideas in.
Yeah, just take a quick time, just call. You don't even have to step in, but just call in. And I'm imagining that you're also looking at people's stories, maybe some of the stories they had with their teens, even if it was not right now, but some ideas that people might have had done in their own lives with their own families could help.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
good.
Absolutely. Yep. And it can be a whole cup of coffee's worth, or it can be a quick email.
Yeah, I like how you limit, you've got your little time limits. That's awesome. Coffee, email, good. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. As always, I love talking
Shelley.
to you. And again, happy holidays to you.
Yes.
And we will be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
The Owatonna Foundation's mission is to support community progress, and the foundation has been doing just that since 1958 in the Owatonna community. By issuing over $11 million in grants, the Owatonna Foundation has helped organizations fulfill their goals in the areas of community, recreation, the arts, and education. Please consider a tax-deductible donation, a memorial, or possibly including the foundation in your estate planning so that together we can continue to make a positive, lasting impact in our community. Preserving the past, building the present, funding the future, that is what your Owatonna Foundation is all about.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson with the Owatonna Business Incubator. We're here to help small businesses start and to grow. We're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
United Way of Steele County is all about seniors living with purpose and dignity.
Building a community of giving.
Children have a healthy start in life.
Youth achieve their potential.
Bringing neighbors together.
Investing in education, income, and health.
Please join us and all Jostens employees by giving generously, advocating for a better quality of life, and volunteering your time to a partner agency. We all win when we
live united.
It's Leanne on the go for the Owatonna Today Show, and I have the privilege today to be out here at the Owatonna Foundation's office, right here off of Park Square. And I am with the new Executive Director, is that correct, Suzy?
The Executive Secretary
Executive Secretary, okay, Suzy Meneguzzo.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, Suzy.
I appreciate that.
And we are here today because December is a very important month for the Owatonna Foundation. But before we get into that, we'd like to get to know a little bit more about you. So give us a brief little history about your connection with the Owatonna community and with nonprofit work.
Absolutely. Well, Leanne, I joined the Owatonna Foundation in October of this year, so I'm kind of a newbie.
Okay.
But I have a lot of experience in the nonprofit sector as well as in the foundation world. I have been a citizen of the southeastern Minnesota for 20 years now and served in nonprofits for about that amount of time, primarily in this area.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I also have worked with the regional foundation, Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation in Owatonna, for 13 years. And that's where I got my experience as a grant maker and a program developer. And so I'm really excited to join the Owatonna Foundation, bringing those skills that I have to my local community foundation. I'm a strong believer in the power of community foundations and how they can bring people together to make things happen in their community.
Okay.
And so really excited to be a part of this.
Okay, terrific. Now, what are your day-to-day duties and responsibilities?
Sure. Well, I have the privilege of supporting a very active board. They're very active in fundraising, which means they're out talking with our local businesses, individuals, to raise funds to support projects that are happening right here in Owatonna. And so I race to keep up with them because they are very busy, very active, and very connected in our community, which is very important for a community foundation. And along with that, now in the springtime, I'll get to start looking at grants from the community.
Oh, sweet.
And having a hand in how we are distributing the funds that the donors are, the board members are bringing into our foundation.
And how large is the board?
The board is actually 33 members.
33 members,
it's a pretty
wow.
good-sized board.
It is. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's take a step back. For those viewers who are not familiar with what the Owatonna Foundation is, please inform us as to how it got started and what work does it do.
Sure. The Owatonna Foundation is now 55 years strong. Started many years ago, of course, by citizens of this community who felt like they wanted to have an opportunity to use their available resources to make projects happen in our community. Throughout the history of the Owatonna Foundation, the foundation has always focused on capital projects, or what we might use shorthand call bricks and mortar.
Okay, so it has to be a solid, tangible object. It's not for staff salaries or an initiative or anything like that.
Many foundations do fund program by programs, but in our organization, the Owatonna Foundation, is very interested in capital, and with the idea being that they will make a long-term difference in our community. And I think if you look around the community of Owatonna, you'll have an opportunity to see that. We were able to participate in the putting together the band shell, which we're looking at as we look out the window here, our new office. Many of the parks are associated with the Owatonna Foundation, signage, scoreboards, the trails. River Springs Water Park was a project associated with the Owatonna Foundation. So we really look at things that are going to make a long-term impact in our community. And this board has recognized capital projects in that category.
Okay, and I just finished panning some of the pictures behind you there just to give people an idea of some of the projects that have been funded here through the Owatonna Foundation over the years. And about how many grants have been given out to the community in the last 55 years?
Well, we have many, many grants, totaling about $11 million since the beginning of the foundation.
That's amazing.
So it's a pretty significant amount of money, and I'm sorry I can't tell you the exact number of grants that is.
Okay, well, we'd have to go back
look around.
You would have to go back in through the archives to be able to do that. So now tell us what is special about December for the Owatonna Foundation. Or let's back up a step before you do that. How is the Owatonna Foundation funded?
Well, we are funded through the gifts of donors from our community, both today and in the past. And so we're fortunate enough to have some reserves right now from our past donors, and we are also, of course, looking to engage donors today. The power of a community foundation is that we have the opportunity to engage as many people in our community as want to be involved. We talk sometimes about small gifts, and people are sometimes concerned that I don't have enough to give. Well, all of the small gifts together really can make a huge impact, as we can see from 55 years of history.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and then the small gifts kind of add up, and what the foundation does with the money that is donated is it's invested. It is not?
Indeed invested. Yes, that's correct. We have a strong investment policy that helps us to grow the resources that we are given, and we take our stewardship very seriously with those resources.
And then the grants that are given out are actually from not necessarily from the principal that is invested, but it is
from the earnings and from the
earnings and that kind of thing. So that's a real important thing about the foundation as well, because they're not here until they run out of money.
Right.
The Owatonna Foundation's goal is to be here in perpetuity.
I think that's we definitely have the long view about how we can continue to support this really wonderful community. And I do appreciate that about our board of directors as well. As these are folks who have children and grandchildren here in this community, and they are really looking to the long view. They're really thinking about how they continue to make the community good today and well into the future.
And I would say that everything that they have done in the community has really contributed to a great quality of life for all of the residents.
I've been very excited as I've lived in this community for 15 years, but as I've gotten to know more specifics about this organization, I will suddenly realize, well, I use the trail parks every day, or I've been out to this park and I've seen this signage, or I've been to this location and enjoyed the band shelter, or I've had a lot of aha moments as I've got to know more and more about what's happening here at the Owatonna Foundation.
Okay, all right. Now, tell us what your focus is for the month of December.
Well, of course, December is a significant month for giving. It's a lot about the season of giving, of course. Also, a lot of folks are doing end-of-year planning in terms of either their business or their personal taxes. And so we really just encourage all members of the community to consider the Owatonna Foundation as a place they may choose to give a gift. There are a lot of opportunities to give to the Owatonna Foundation. You can give a gift in your own name, of course, but you can also give a special gift to a friend or a loved one, making a donation in their name. Excuse me. Or also, of course, if there's a memorial that you'd like to give for somebody who's gone, you can make that gift as well. And we would just encourage everybody in the community to think about their community foundation and how they'd like to shape their future.
And it's really, even if you give large amounts or small amounts, it really becomes a legacy to you. And then talk about the legacy giving, because the Owatonna Foundation has been talking about that with community members as well.
Absolutely. We have here at the Owatonna Foundation a legacy society with quite a few members currently. What that means is that individuals have considered the Owatonna Foundation in their wills or in other instruments that they're using as bequests at the end of life. And so we have a very strong legacy society, as I mentioned, and many folks who have remembered us in their end-of-life planning, as well as gifts that we've received through the year. And those have a significant legacy, as you say, for the community over the long haul.
Absolutely. So if you really want to make an impact in this world, leave your mark in the world, even though you feel that, well, what mark am I going to leave after I'm gone? A donation to the Owatonna Foundation definitely will do that.
I think that's right, Leanne, and I think you just need to look around your community to understand that. If you've walked on the trails, enjoyed music in the Central Square, been to a high school sporting event, you have enjoyed the legacy of the Owatonna Foundation.
Right, absolutely. All right, so now tell people how they can give.
How they can give? Well, we really have innumerable ways that you can give, but I would just ask that you contact the foundation. We can get you a contribution envelope, and we'll get you in whatever way really works for you in terms of a direct donation, a memorial. We can talk about legacy planning. We really encourage you to think about the gift that makes the most sense for you.
Okay, all right. Suzy, tell us now again, give us some of the pertinent information, where you're located, and your address and the phone number, and then do you have a website or a Facebook page?
We do. Leanne, we are now located in our new office here at 108 West Park Square. We're right across from that beautiful bandstand in Central Park. And we are open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so come on down and have a cup of coffee. We can be reached at 455-2995. And please join us on Facebook as well. Of course, our Owatonna Foundation Facebook page would be really enjoy having you visit us there.
Okay, and then you do have a website as well.
We do have a website as well, www.owatonnafoundation.org.
Okay, all right. Well, for those of you that are considering giving at the end of the year, please put the Owatonna Foundation on your give list. You know that the money will be very well used, as you can see from all of the projects that they have done throughout the community. And Suzy, we thank you so much for being a guest on the Owatonna Today Show.
Thank you, Leanne, and thank you to all of our donors at the Owatonna Foundation. You really do make a difference in our community.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. Look at a quick that. I'm going to give you some community announcements. How's that? Let's just go with that. We do want to remind you, even though the Toys for Tots have been collected, the toys themselves, they are still looking for donations. So if you were going to and you just went so fast you didn't get a chance to, we'd like to give some money to the Toys for Tots. You can still do that, and you can check out the owatonna-mn.toysfortots.org to find out more information. You can also like them on Facebook, and they'll talk to you, give you more updates about what's going on with the Toys for Tots in the area. You can send a check-in, but they are giving it this weekend, so it'd be better for you to contact them and let them know what you'd like to do and see how you can help out to make sure that kids get toys this weekend for this holiday season. The Steele County Historical Society has created a flash exhibit in response to the Owatonna Husky success in their championship for the 2013 Prep Bowl. It's intended to be swiftly assembled and will stick around for just a little while. It is available through December 15th, and you can see stuff from past, present, and not quite future, but I'm sure they'll get that someday. So go check that out at the Steele County Historical Society. This Saturday at 7:30 at the Trinity Lutheran Church, it's holiday music at its best with the sounds of Christmas with the Steeles. It's a great opportunity for you to get in the Christmas spirit with Grammy Award-winning group. The tickets are $15, and you can pick them up at Trinity Lutheran, Kotke Jewelers, and Tryon Graphics. If you do want more information, you can call 451-4520 for the sounds of Christmas with the Steeles this Saturday. And what's in your first aid cabinet? Have you checked lately? Do you even know? Well, Pet Kolb, Fastenal's safety specialist, will be giving an idea about what should be in your first aid cabinet, what OSHA says you need, and what you are not required to have. You can. This is a Steele County Safety Council meeting, December 18th. It's also a fundraiser for Steele County Skywarn season for giving, as we've talked about, and all proceeds will stay in Steele County to protect your family and community. It's Wednesday, December 18th. There is a lunch buffet from 11:30 to noon at the Elks, and from noon to 12:30 is the presentation, with a presentation and fundraiser by Skywarn following that, and a prize giveaway at 12:45. Lunch is $7. It's a great opportunity to make sure you're doing what you need to for your community. The Steele County Historical Society is seeking copies of the Owatonna photo news from 1950 through the 53, so they can use them for an upcoming Korean War exhibit at the History Center. And the photo news has been a great resource for them, so they're hoping to get a few more. If you have copies, please contact the office at 451-1420. Ask for Laura. See how you can get them. Thank you so much for joining us. See you on Friday when we're going to be talking about the Steele County Area Transit and how it's combining with others, as well as a talk with the plant ladies. We'll see you then.